Well, we
What's
missing.
going on, everyone? We gotta get Elise up here too.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying to see. Do you see? There she goes.
there she
What's
is.
going on?
What up, yo?
What's going on, everyone? I'm excited to be here. I hope everyone else is excited as we are. Elise, talk to us. Talk to us, Elise.
Okay, everyone can see me. All right, cool. What's up, everyone? Welcome. This is a new platform. I think it's awesome. Thank you, Armand and Preston, for showing us something new. I'm curious if anyone can enter the chat if they've used this platform before, StreamYard. Talk about tech. I'm
Please.
into it.
Definitely. If you use the chat, if you used StreamYard before, type it in the chat. Also, type in where you're tuning in from, and what you're most looking to learn from today's workshop. We're gonna keep it super interactive throughout this whole presentation. So I just really look forward to just feeding off of everybody's energy, and we're gonna rock out today for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, some folks are familiar. Yeah, so I'm not as familiar. I'm loving that the chats still come up on the screen. That's useful. Welcome back. Yes. Hopefully everyone can see the comment that I just put in there. Anyone who's attending these workshops, you'll get 3 weeks free access. There's a whole bunch of other resources outside of tonight. I know a lot of people are returning from last week's class. Brooklyn, okay, Harrisburg. Make sure y'all, if you do have questions that you want to pin, go ahead and put them in the chat too, just so we can. I know Armand said put any comments, questions. I'm taking attendance over here.
You just went dark on us.
Cause she's using mobile.
I got you. All right, there we go.
Yeah, but it's honestly all good. So, and I'll just let you guys know, I'm coming to you guys live from Queens, New York. I know Preston's over here in New York as well. Coming to you live from Greater Nexus, amazing co-working space that just opened up not too long ago in the Queens area. And I mean, I think it's very fitting that we're doing this type of workshop with me being here and just in general, because we are, embodying some of the elements of co-working. You're working together. We're, working together across state lines, using digital medium that we have. Like, that's such an amazing thing for us to be able to work with. So I see a couple people from Harrisburg. See some people from Queens representing. We got a Brooklyn in the house. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. Great platform. And there's a lot of digital platforms that have arisen since the pandemic, which allows us to really, gain space into other areas quickly. I see that you jumped in from this other. Okay, yeah, see. But I'm gonna let you pull. Can you pull your presentation up?
Yeah, actually, we're gonna let Elise touch him first. She has some things just to talk about.
Okay.
And then we'll hop right in if you're good, Elise.
Does it sound scratchy on y'all end? I'm trying to.
No, you sound perfect on our end, loud and clear.
Yeah, you sound good.
But I guess in the meantime, one thing I'll say, at least while you're getting ready, obviously you're going to talk about the importance of Juneteenth and how this, really came to be. But one thing I really want to, point out in terms of how this collaboration really ties in with Juneteenth is that, Juneteenth really is, in my mind, really about the sharing of knowledge and information. Because when we think about what, transpired for Juneteenth to be something that is notable, it really comes down to people in Galveston, Texas that were withheld, information was withheld for them for years without them really knowing that they were, free from slavery. And when we think about how important it is for, Black and brown communities, minority communities across the country to be able to unify and unite with one another through the digital medium, now has never been more important for, people that are across state lines, Black-owned businesses to collaborate with one another and find a way to really, find that synergy. Because the only way that we're going to grow is if we support one another wholeheartedly and in whatever, endeavor we can. So I want to turn it over to Elise to get things going, and then we're gonna get this presentation rocking for you guys.
Awesome. All right. Is there any way I can share my screen?
Yes. You do you see the where it says present?
Nah, I don't have that at the bottom. Settings, maybe.
Are you using a phone or are you using a laptop?
My iPad. It's in a web browser though. Okay. In the meantime, putting it
If you
back.
want to send it to one of us, we can present for you, and then you just speak from that.
It's that the Black link that I sent to the Black app. If y'all could pull that up.
Okay. That's the one you put in the chat, right?
Yes.
You put a link earlier in the chat.
Yeah. So everyone.
This one right here.
Yes. So
right,
as Armand was saying, we are here because of this is a pre-Juneteenth event. We're here really with at the heart of this. Not only is it the heart of our mission, this company's mission, but it's the mission of Juneteenth Harrisburg, aka Juneteenth HBG. Last year there was almost $500,000 spent in Central PA in Harrisburg due to the Juneteenth events. The young professionals of color, in collaboration with over 30 different community organizations here in Harrisburg, came together and through a multi-day, almost an entire week-long worth of activities and events to return the economic advancement to Black Americans here in Central PA. And that's what Black is all about. That's what Black stands for. Literally, BLACC, building legacy and celebrating culture. Our goal is for more Black and brown and women-owned businesses to start and for us to last longer. It's that simple. That's our bottom line. So hence this workshop, hence this masterclass, hence the relationship that I have with guys like Preston and Armand, and Moguls Connect. Like I love to see us keep our dollars in the community, us be able to recycle our dollars within our community, pass $1 to the next business, to the next business, to the next business. If President Armand are able to pull it up, or if you just go ahead into the comments and click on that link, it'll take you to a 3-month free trial service to our app. It's a monthly subscription for early stage CEOs to get us capital ready. And capital ready means just like, don't fumble the bag. Put yourself in a position, get the education, the network, the social capital, so that when a $20,000 grant appears for events, best event ideas, you all are already ready. Last Monday, if you were at the masterclass, the pre-Juneteenth masterclass, then we focused on 3 revenue strategies to grow your business. Events, podcasts, and subscriptions were those 3 revenue strategies. And then lo and behold, we just shared a $20,000 grant opportunity via Eventbrite for the best event idea. So it's $33 a month. If you scroll down, excuse me, to choose the plan, it'll give you 3 weeks free. And we break down being a CEO into the top 3 hats, right? I'm sure a lot of us, go ahead and put in the chat. Are you a solopreneur? Are you, do you have 2 employees, 3 employees? Do you just work with contractors, other independent contractors? Let us know what you're working with, but I'm sure you're wearing majority of the hats, right? So this app breaks down information and resources into the CFO, the CMO, and the COO, right? So last week's masterclass really revolved around operations. The COO, it talked about combining marketing and revenue goals into these streams of revenue, such as podcast events and subscriptions, right? So there's overlap in a lot of these hats that you're wearing, but it can be overwhelming wearing all the hats all the time, doing all the things every day. You might get bogged down from working in your business on just the operations and forget about the long-term strategy. Forget about taking a step back and assessing where you've been, where you are, and where you're trying to go. So that's, again, what Black is all about. You'll get to connect with other CEOs across the entire tri-state, as far as Florida to Cali. There's events on there. There's grants on there. There's other masterclasses like this. There's just a ton of resources and information. So do check it out. It's free. Why not, right? Sign in, log in. You will have to upload your payment information, but you won't be charged for the next 3 weeks. So you can cancel at any time. And last week's recording is on there of the masterclass that you missed. There was a handout on how to monetize your podcast directly and indirectly. We've uploaded that to the app as well. There's uploads every day, so check it often. You can post and big up yourself on there. Let us know. I know Armand and Preston have a ton of opportunities for entrepreneurs in Queens, from markets and vending to co-working spaces. You know, I pulled up to Queens specifically just because of the resources that I've heard about through them. So vice versa, if you're here, you're from Brooklyn, Queens, anybody from New York, definitely y'all have a spot to come work at here at Hurston Manor. A co-working space in downtown Harrisburg. What else? And you'll know a bunch of other entrepreneurs. You can set up coffee dates, lunch dates, a ton of economic development resources here in Central PA. We're the capital of Pennsylvania. If you didn't know, now you know. So again, shout out to YPOC, the Young Professionals of Color, who made this event happen. Through the fundraising that they do within the city of Harrisburg, we're able to offer these resources for free. We're going to have one more masterclass next Monday on the 5 C's of credit and business lending opportunities, non-traditional and traditional funding sources. And then we close out the month here in Harrisburg on May 28th, Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, at our monthly event called The Last Supper. It's business owners only. It's a catered dinner, wine bar, and we're going to kind of like summarize the recap from the month, all that we learned, sharing all the resources, and it'll be time for us to all connect and network in person. So I hope everyone can make it on the last Sunday this month, the 28th, the Last Supper in Harrisburg.
Can anybody come? Can we come from New York? Because we see some New York people in here. Can they come out too and join the local business?
You already know. Please pull up. We gotta, like I said, if you need a spot to stay, let me know. If transportation, if you're navigating that, let us know what you need. We got you. Pull up. So that will conclude the State of Black Economics, this month-long series, kind of like a pre-Juneteenth celebration as we lean into June. And then there are at least 10 vending events here in Harrisburg from June 10th to June 19th. Juneteenth, where entrepreneurs can come, whether you're a service-based, nonprofit, for-profit, you can pull up to Harrisburg and vend. Get your business out there, get your products out there, expand your scope of clientele. We have Lamont Hill coming for the conference on the 10th, major event. And we have a Juneteenth concert on Saturday, the 17th. A major outdoor jubilee. The Juneteenth Jubilee falls on Sunday, the 18th. The 19th will be on the Capitol, in the Capitol. So great, again, vending opportunity to get in front of state legislatures that the Pennsylvania state legislature. So great opportunity there. And then a bunch of art and creative events in between. So I hope that's reason enough for y'all to pull up to Harrisburg. If you're not from Harrisburg, I hope that's reason enough for y'all to join the app. Test it out, find some resources, apply to some grants, sign up for some master classes, and honestly, like, just stay in the game, y'all. Just stay in the game. Every day counts. Every week counts. Y'all made it another month. We're going to cheers to us, big up ourselves on the last Sunday. And shout out to Armand and Preston. They presented last year as well, at this time last year, for pre-Juneteenth workshops, and we have that recording on the app as well, so you'll be able to find that. If you can't find it, I'll ping it to you. But that it leads into this, so I definitely recommend following up with it if you weren't there last year. So that's definitely what I got.
I gotta see it. I'm on the app too, I believe, because it said my email was already used, so I think I joined. I'm on the app, so
okay, perfect. Yes,
Armand. I just loaded Armand into the app too, to make sure Armand's in there.
There we go. Listen, we in there. We in there. That's all that matters. If he's in there, I'm in there. If I'm in there, he's in there. We're gonna make it work. So
listen,
and
I I just want to commend you for all the work you do, Elise, because you really out here pushing our businesses and making sure that we're working as a cohesive community to build together and really expanding. And just to see from the idea to the idea becoming, the vision you had becoming reality and step by step and watching the growth. I'm just glad to be a part of what you're doing. So we're lined in. You're our PA Connect, and I think you have expanded outside of PA now because you have New York and Jersey and people in California in your organization. So that's amazing to see what you're doing here.
Yeah, Atlanta's
Yeah,
got a
literally.
next.
Literally, it's funny because Elise and I spoke a little while ago about how can we create a bridge from Harrisburg to New York and from other places. And again, it's all about each community within its own space being able to use the digital mediums that exist to form a larger community that they can be a part of. That's something that Moguls Connect has always been, an advocate for over the last couple of years. And that's, one of the basis reasons of how Elise and us really got together, which is crazy because when I was in Pennsylvania, I heard about what Elise was doing with La Cultura, and I never got to meet her until after I left Pennsylvania, which again just shows how we often think our home is where our feet are, when in reality, like, our home and our community is where our spirit is our spirit with other people, with other entrepreneurs in other spaces. Are we looking to continue to give and pour into other people? And as long as we're doing those things, we know that we can find a community that we can grow with. So I'm looking forward to growing with everyone here today. And we're going to hit this. We're going to get it. Can we get it going? I can get it going. Thumbs up.
Get it going.
The floor is yours. The
floor is. Oh my goodness, let's go. So, Preston, you can actually do the.
Now you tell me, man. I would have. Now you gotta put it up there. Now.
Okay, I got you.
Hold on. Let me pull it. Give me a second.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's easier that way. But I said it's just easier that way. But no, I definitely appreciate everyone that's tuning in. Because again, like we said, the whole purpose of Juneteenth, and it's funny, Juneteenth, Black History Month, all these things, we only tend to think about it the day or the time period at which we think, we're supposed to recognize it. But Juneteenth, Black History Month, all of these things are ideas that are supposed to live beyond the month that they take place in. So with Juneteenth, it's a perpetual thing of saying, like, any way that we can share resources, that's what we have to do. Because think about it like this. We're not even thinking about slavery terms, right? Let's think about, what if it took you 3 years for someone to give you the information that could take your business to the next level? Like, how would you feel about that? You know what I mean? Like, we would not feel good about that. So when we think about how we're going to, display information and share information, the whole purpose of what we're doing is to make sure that we're sharing information laterally, horizontally, however we can, because people need to get the information that's going to help their business. So is this full screen or no? No, it's not.
It's not full screen? Give me a second.
Picture in picture. There we go. Boom. This works. Perfect. So today's, we talked about, turning leads to dollars, but I had to call this Marketing 101, Marketing Funnels 101. I wanted to call it 101 because in my humble opinion, as an engineer, marketing is a science, and sometimes we can get too technical with things. And I really want to give the bare bones that is really the most helpful information, and we can always expand upon it with these concepts later on. So today's lesson is really called, workshop is called Marketing Funnels 101. Right. So who am I? And we'll also go into who is Preston. My name is Armand Cheeks. I'm the founder of Sigma Solution Marketing and Consulting Services. I am a Queens native, and I studied electrical engineering at Penn State University, specifically Penn State Harrisburg, which is why I feel such an attachment to Harrisburg. The community in Harrisburg, not just the community, the Black community in Harrisburg is a community that I only see continuing to thrive. And when I talk about the bridge between New York and Pennsylvania, I talk about, and Harrisburg specifically, I talk about how the cost of living here in New York is so expensive if someone could take the knowledge, resources, and even sometimes the money that they're making in New York and bring that to Harrisburg, they would instantly be a big fish in a amazing, beautiful pond. We're not even going to say the size. We're just going to say it's an amazing, beautiful pond, right? Beyond that, I have 9 years of digital marketing and sales experience. Some of these years are years that compile. I did direct sales for a Fortune 500 company, which in that space, I sold over $1.5 million in contracts for Fortune 500 companies like Verizon, AT&T, Inspire, things like that. And I only say that to say my main talking point in my entire life is that you can use the skills and knowledge and experience that you take from one place and bring it into your own venture. Sometimes we think about, I don't know what I would want to do entrepreneur-wise, et cetera, et cetera. Well, think about doing what you know. Think about what you're good at, right? More often than not, I would assume everyone here that has their own business has decided to go into something that they know that they're good at. And they've spent time and they've really enjoyed that craft, because enjoying your craft is the only way that you're really going to be able to grow and expand and be able to market it to its highest capacity. And the last thing, I've written a book, Recession Proof Manifestor, How to Combine Your Skills with Actionable Steps to Manifest Side Income. That's something that's very important to me. I believe that everyone is so talented and unique that if we were to understand how we can hone in our skill sets and how we can tap into our skill sets, we can find a way to monetize them. And regardless whether it's a lot of money or a little money, that's really subjective. What really matters is that you're building that skill set, you're building that knowledge base to then be able to do that at a larger capacity. Preston, do you want to do your brief bio real quick before we go to the next? Okay, you don't have to. It's up to you.
All right. I'm jumping real quick. Can you see me now? Because I was rolling a scroll over here. You got me working on double time.
I
So
appreciate
my name is Preston. I'm the founder of LegacyFirst.org LLC. I'm a business consultant. I work on multiple projects, and recently, Armand and I actually connected. That's why we have two different businesses. We connected, and then we came under the band of Moguls Connect, because through the pandemic, meeting each other online, living in the same community, right? And basically, my objective is always to help business owner bring their vision together, right? So my goal is to help you monetize your vision. So we've created a community of entrepreneurs that connects with other communities of entrepreneurs, and we're just really trying to build together. Recently founded SCQ News, which is another platform to kind of give everybody a spotlight and a highlight. So if you get a chance, go to secnews.com. If you want to get highlighted, we can give you a highlight as well. But I'm going to let Armand, you came here to find out about funnels. So we're going to talk about that today. And Armand, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to jump back and move around with this slide, the Sigma Solution slide today. I see that. I don't see where my Mogul Connect
I know. I
logo's at. You know, right?
Gotta put a logo in there, right? It's interchangeable.
You know me. I'm all about the branding.
Why this topic is important. This topic is really important because honestly, most people don't have a full understanding of how to make their traffic flow lead into sales. In today's time, I'd actually even say that, we are so caught up with the viewers metric that we don't necessarily count how many of those viewers are actually like leads, how many of those viewers are actually interested in our product. That is way more important than the number of people that view something total. The number of people that we can get to be interested and understand our product is always going to outweigh the overall traffic flow. Beyond that, I would just say that learning the process of organic sales funnel and just learning sales and marketing funnels will literally reshape how you lead traffic to your sites and how you convert that in your business. And the last thing, like we talked about, Juneteenth is super important. It's about sharing crucial information, and this is some of the most crucial information that we can share today. So perfect. So today I'm going to go over a couple of discussion points. Not every slide is going to have the headline that matches here, but this is for sure what we're talking about today. So we're going to be talking about what is a marketing funnel, why every business needs a marketing funnel. We're going to go into the simple steps to create an effective marketing funnel. We have to talk about understanding your target audience. We'll then be able to just dive in on creating a message that speaks to your target audience. From there, we're going to talk about how to turn a prospect into a lead. We're going to talk about understanding your buyer's journey, and then we'll go over the closing statements and Q&A. So believe it or not, in an hour or less, we're going to go through all of that. And one thing that I have learned from being a New Yorker is how to speak fast, but how to do it clearly as well. So we're gonna be on good timing today. So first things first, what is a marketing funnel, right? So a marketing funnel, if I were to read this definition right in front of me, a marketing funnel just point blank describes your customer's journey with you from the initial stages when someone learns about your business all the way to the purchasing stage. So if we were to strip all of the other things that you may have heard about marketing funnels, sales funnels, and we were to break it down to just that, from the moment someone learns about your business to the moment that they purchase, there is a journey that they have to go through. Now, us as the business owner, whatever your business is, you should be able to clearly identify what the stage that someone learns about your business and all of the in-between steps that it takes for someone to purchase. Now, these could be questions that they may have. It could be a particular cycle that you put them through. All of these things. So real quick, I just want to have some people type in the chat because, you know, we get active over here. In the chat, please type, what is your business? And maybe tell me what you sell. You know, we'll do that, right? So as that's coming in, I'll respond to that. But we can go to the next slide. So perfect. So if anyone were to just go online and type in Google, you know, marketing funnel, you would probably see an image that looks like one of these two, right? You would see at the top of the funnel, which, you know, if anyone has, what's the best funnel? Think about pouring oil into your car, right? It is damn near impossible to pour oil into your car without some type of funnel. But if you were to think about the top of the funnel, where most of the liquid goes in, that's going to be the awareness stage. So the awareness stage is always going to be the top of the funnel, whether we're talking sales or marketing. I want to give people just a brief moment of clarity to say that a marketing funnel and a sales funnel are sometimes interchangeable. But the one thing that I will always say is that marketing has to come before sales. If you're not educating your customer or consumer on what your product is, what problem it solves, what solution it is inherently providing, and all of the benefits that you can provide, I can guarantee you, you will not get the sale, right? So real quick, before I even go further into the marketing funnel and go into the other stages, I see that we have finance. Someone offers income protection, retirement solutions, life insurance. We have balloon decor and yard game rentals. We have a vegan food business. I love that. Handmade jewelry, love that as well. We have, Puerto Rican eggnog, year-round, lollipops, ices. Oh, I love all of that. Natural soaps and body care. We need that. Virtual assistant, love that. Perfect. So we think about that. So at the top of the funnel, all of you guys have, we have a CPR concierge services. So teach people to save lives through CPR. Amazing work that everyone's doing here. So one thing that we'll notice is that awareness, like I said, awareness is at the top of the funnel. Now, after someone has become aware of our product or service, we then want them to consider us. You know, just because someone is aware of us does not mean that we automatically get them to buy into our product or services. And actually, if I were to do an example, if I go back to the comments, right? Just because someone is aware, and I'm never picking on anyone, I'm just going from the list that I see. All right, just want to let y'all know I'm not picking on nobody. If just because someone is aware that someone provides retirement solutions and life insurance, and they may know that it's something that they need, doesn't mean that they're going to give consideration towards your business or that business as a whole. Consideration is something that is not guaranteed. And if we were to think about it, so if we look at this funnel that I have here, all the orange is saying the different stages. So awareness, consideration. After we get someone to consider, then we want to get them to convert. After we get them to convert, we want them to become a loyal customer, right? But if we were to look at the blue side is actually going to tell us what we need to do from that, like for that particular customer. So for awareness stage, we need to attract them. For them to be aware about our business, we need to attract someone. Now, I want people to understand that attraction is completely different from just general attention. You know what I mean? Awareness is different from attention. So just because we want someone to pay attention to our products or services doesn't mean that we're saying the right words, phrases, keywords to really get them to be aware about our product. Awareness and attraction go hand in hand. Preston, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in real quick. I wanted
Please.
you to talk about a little bit of, give them a couple of ideas of how to attract, right? Like let's let them understand when you say attraction and what do you mean? Because I know you tapped on marketing. You know, we all know
Yeah.
marketing, but kind of give them an idea of some things that can attract.
100%. And actually, later on in the slideshow, I'll actually give you some more concrete understanding of it. But the best way I can say is the awareness stage is always going to come from more often than not a piece of content. Content is the biggest way that someone's going to be able to be aware or attracted to your product, but it has to be the right type of content. And we'll kind of go into the different types of awareness content a little bit later on. But people that come to you that visit your page on social media, any of your social media channels, your website, your blog, your landing page, any of those things, those may be people that are getting into your awareness stage. They're understanding, they're getting a little bit of information about something that you have to provide, but it's always going to be up to us to give them a little bit more, to inform them, if you will, to help them make that consideration, right? Now, after we inform them, we then want to try to get them to the conversion stage. Now, there's a whole bunch of tactics and strategies that we will talk about in terms of the awareness and conversion. But the last thing we're going to talk about in this stage is going to be engagement, right? So after the conversion stage, after someone buys, we don't want them just to buy one time. We want them to be able to be either a loyal customer. That's the next stage from conversion. But one stage above the highest stage of all is advocacy. So if we can get someone to be a promoter of our product or service, if we can get someone to share it on their pages, if we can get someone to be someone that not only purchases it all the time, but they're always telling their friends. If you were to think about it, I would actually beg to say that 90% of the big businesses that you interact with on a daily basis, you found out about them because of someone else that was either a loyal customer or someone that was already an advocate of the brand. Most people didn't find out about Netflix because they were just scrolling, I want to find somewhere to watch movies. Someone told them, we have this thing online that you can watch movies. You don't have to go to Blockbuster. You don't got to go nowhere. Like, this is how you get, and there's so many different products or services that we can talk about why people, buy it and how it pertains to advocacy. If we were to think about luxury cars, most people buy luxury cars because of loyalty and advocacy. They see people driving the Beamer. I got to have it too. They see people driving the Mercedes. They just closed a big deal. I got to get the same thing that they got. And those are the type of transactions that we want to be able to generate in our business. Because as we probably already know, referrals are the highest yielding type of marketing tool. So the truth is, in today's competitive market, every business needs a marketing funnel. Because then if we were to go back to what I was saying before, a marketing funnel is simply your knowledge of how someone goes from from awareness to conversion. And if we were to take it a step further, from conversion to loyalty and advocacy. So as a business owner, we have to be so in tune with our business that we know the journey that someone is going through from awareness all the way through to buying our product, and what the keywords, what interactions, what experiences made them become a loyal customer. So now when we talk about marketing funnel, I want everyone to know that the marketing funnel has been around for 100+ years. It's not as quite as old as Juneteenth. It's not, but it's close. It's damn near close. 1900s, early 1900s. The blueprint for today's marketing funnels was created by Elias St. Elmo. Very unique name. I don't even know if that's a real name, right? And I call it IDA. We're going to call her IDA. The IDA model is still the basis for today's marketing funnel. And I'll actually in the next slide break down what the IDA model is. So we'll go to the next one. No, one more. Go back. One more. Perfect. We playing hopscotch. One more. Perfect. There we go. So why you need to assess your existing marketing funnel and the steps that you're taking to get someone from awareness to conversion tonight. Well, first things first, we always talk about don't reinvent the wheel. Well, if the marketing funnel has been around for 100 years, it is probably something that is going to be beneficial for your business. And even if there's additional tweaks or additional stages that we consider, we do want to say that the core principles of the marketing funnel are something that we have to implement into our business. Because now more than ever, it's important that businesses are knowledgeable about not only their audience, but their potential customers. And I want to differentiate the two, because our potential customers and our audience, we could say that our potential customers are a subsection of our audience, but we have, based on our products or services, we have, if we have, let's say 2 or 3 offers, if I were to go into example, someone here, Hola Coquito. So the person that's buying lollipops, ices, and eggnog year round, truthfully, those are probably 3 different people. So when we think about our products and services that we offer, we want to get clear on who each particular product and service is speaking to. So if I have, lollipops, well, guess what? I'm going to target a specific audience and create a potential prospect avatar around that particular audience. But now if I'm thinking eggnog, and especially eggnog that has some liquor in it, well, guess what? That's going to be a completely different audience member. And we, as the business owner, have to clearly be able to define who each one of our audience members are, our target audience members are, based on what they're looking for. Now, I see a question here. What is an avatar, right? So if anyone's played a video game, I would say that the video game is the perfect way we understand what an avatar is. An avatar is simply just saying, this is the criteria that defines this particular person. Now, for each individual business, you can go through exercises that will allow you to define who this person is. And we say, because everything has to be, tangible and visible for us as business owners, it's easy for us to, on a piece of paper, draw like a smiley face and say, this smiley face represents this client profile. And that client profile, the name of that client profile is just simply an avatar. We call it an avatar because that's just how we define a character that may be in the physical realm, but we're not thinking about them as a physical entity. We're thinking about the characteristics that define them. So again, if we're thinking about what an avatar is, an avatar point blank is the characteristics that will define your audience member. Now, because I'm looking here, most people have more than one product or offering. truthfully, you probably have more than one target audience member, but that target audience is going to be different for the varying products that you have. All right. So understanding and evaluating your funnels is actually going to help lead to driving more sales. It's going to help with brand loyalty. And most importantly, it's going to create a stronger brand awareness. And then the last thing I'll say is, as business owners, the marketing funnel helps us create the narrative of our business. In today's time, social media is so crucial to businesses being able to identify and create their own narrative for their business. Maybe there was a time where bad PR would or bad reviews or bad anything would outweigh the narrative that you're putting out about your business. But in today's time, anything that we do marketing online allows us to instantly recapture the narrative around our business and frame it the way that we know it's going to be most beneficial to our potential target audience. So next slide. Perfect. So I want people to understand, if all else fails, if you were to forget everything else from today's workshop, you know what? You have some kids running around in the background. You're about to cook dinner, so you're just doing this while you're doing dinner. If all else were to fail, the only thing that I would ask that you remember is the item model, because it's the model that's been around for hundreds of years, and it really indicates like what every purchase involves. So every purchase, regardless, if you were to look at your last year of business, every person that did business with you had to go through the awareness stage. So that prospect had to become aware of not only that you existed, but they had to become aware of the problems that they had and the possible solutions that you offered for their particular problem, right? So awareness isn't just people knowing about your business. Awareness isn't just people coming to your page. Awareness is people knowing, hey, I have a problem, and this business that I'm looking on, this page that I'm looking on, I think they might be able to solve my problem. Let me do a little bit more digging about this business. And guess what? As they're doing more digging about your business, that's naturally when interest starts to pop up. Now, when we think about interest is where the prospect shows interest in a group of services or products that you offer. So we may have someone that, that discovers us. I'll just, again, continue to do examples, right? We may have someone that they find your Coquito brand, and they're like, you know what? I am interested in eggnog. I am also interested in lollipops for my kids. I might be interested in ices for an event that I'm trying to do next week. And what they'll end up doing is, as they've found you, they've gotten awareness. Now that they have that interest, they're going to do a little bit more digging. They're like, you know what? Let me see how this product or service can help me. Let me see how long it might take. Let me see the cost. Let me see all these other things attributed to my general interest. Now, after interest, then becomes desire, right? Desire is really that product saying, you know what? I've done my research. I've done my research on Hola Coquito. I know that their eggnog is, everyone that gets it, they love it, right? They say that they get the one with the liquor in it. Their holidays have never been better. They say that, if I give my kids these lollipops, they'll shut the hell up for the next 3 hours because the lollipops are so good, right? They'll do all of the necessary actions to determine whether they want to do business with you, right? And then the last thing, after they've been aware of your product, after they've, discovered that interest that they have, after they've found that they truly desire your product, they're going to take action. And that's point blank when they decide whether they want to purchase or not, right? So let's go on to the next one. So I need entrepreneurs to understand something. There is a formula that plays to sometimes our advantage, but sometimes our disadvantage. And I'm going to talk about this for a minute, right? So I want everyone on here that mentioned their business and what their business sells. I want to let you know that if you were to post on social media today to 3 million people, however many people you have on your followers list, there's probably only 3% of your exact target audience that is ready to buy at any given moment. But I want to let you know in on a secret. That 3% that's ready to buy right now, that's probably the worst group of people you want to go after. You want to know why? Because these are the people that have expressed interest, not just in your product, but in other products just like yours. They've expressed the desire to fulfill the need or the problem or solve that problem that they have. And truth be told, they're probably shopping around. And truth be told, if you're a small business and you're only looking to go after people that are ready to buy right now, 9 times out of 10, you are going to be beat. 9 times out of 10, that 3% that's ready to buy right now, they will find someone else that can do it cheaper, better, more affordable, it lasts longer, the offer seems better, whatever the case may be. But you know why? Because they're ready to purchase right now. They've done all the necessary research. So if your systems aren't in place to match up with your next, not even the best competitor, the next best competitor, if you can't match up with them, then unfortunately, this is probably not the audience you should be going after, right? So then we have the 17%. 17% is the information gatherers. Those are the people that are, they probably have your item in their cart right now. They probably called you up. They probably said, "Yo, you know what? Can you tell me a little bit more about what you got?" Michaela, I heard that you have natural soaps. Can you just tell me a little bit more about your soaps? I just want to see how it's different from Dove. And you know, they're literally gathering information. Now, although the information gatherers and the buying now people make up 20%, and we can be very compelled to want to talk to those people, I want to let you know that the marketing message that you're going to say to the buying now people is still going to be different from the people that are gathering information today. So regardless of where you are on this larger market formula, regardless who you're going after, each group has a different marketing message. So I want to say, if you know someone is looking to buy your product today, you had a conversation with them, the language that you're going to use to get them over the buying line is going to be completely different from what you're saying to the people that are still gathering information. But guess what? We're leaving about 80% on the table. The 80% on the table is the percent that we want to reach out to, is the percent that we want to talk to. Because the people that are problem aware, but they haven't found the solution, I want to let you know something. If someone says they have a problem and you are the person to provide them the solution that they didn't even know existed, I promise you they will decide to do business with you before they decide to do business with someone else. That's psychology. Because if someone knows they have a problem and they can't find the solution, but you are the saving grace, giving them that solution, I promise you, if you craft that message in a way that resonates with their pain points, you will 100% close the sale. But there's one group that's even more lucrative than any of the 3 groups that I mentioned before. It's the people that aren't even problem aware. And it sounds interesting. How can the people that don't even know that they have a problem be the best people to go after? Well, guess what? Anytime that you introduce someone to, whether it be a problem or a solution, in fact, and through your marketing message, whether that be through videos, whether that be through written word, whether that be in person, if you're able to either A, introduce someone to the problem, or B, introduce them to the solution, you are creating a paradigm shift in their mind that is completely contradictory to everything that they've heard before. You know, if someone were to say that they thought or they didn't know that balloon decor or yard game rentals could make their next backyard party, you know, have increase attendance by, 50%. If they didn't know that, but you were able to show them that through your marketing message, through your testimonials, through your conversations just with them, of course they're going to want to do business with you. We're at the stage at the point in time where most people know about life insurance, right? But if you're the person that's able to address the specific problem that they're dealing with and make them problem aware, then they're going to do business with you. If they don't even know what the difference between whole life and term life insurance is, they don't even know how either one could be beneficial for you. If you're the person to educate them and provide them with a marketing message that resonates with everything that they're dealing with, 100% you will get their business. So this is another formula I want you guys to keep in mind. Like, again, a lot of times we hop on social media, we want to get right to the people that's ready to buy right now. But that's not what we're here to do, right? Because the key to a successful marketing funnel is strategic, well-timed, and well-placed content. So if we were to go back, just go back one more. Sorry, Preston, just go back to the larger market. I would say it like this. If you are today thinking about like what type of content can I create around for my business, you can create content for each one of these particular audiences. Create content for the audience that you know is ready to buy right now. Don't be surprised if they don't buy from you, but create content that has a marketing message that resonates with someone that's ready to buy right now. If you're really trying to get to the big pond, definitely create content that is introducing someone to the problem that they didn't even know that they had. You know, that is the most important thing, you know? So then we'll go 2 slides ahead. Perfect. So right here, this is what's going to help us understand how content plays a role in the marketing funnel. So earlier, Preston was talking about like, how can we help with awareness? How can we, help with these different stages? Well, I want us to be clear that in each stage of the funnel, it's twofold. We have our goals as the business, but we also have the goal of what we're trying to accomplish for that particular viewer, that customer, that potential customer rather. So if we're thinking about the awareness stage, our primary goal at the awareness stage is just to attract. We want to attract them further into our ecosystem, into our community, into our offerings, right? But when someone is just becoming aware about us, they have to learn more. That's the only way they're going to be able to really say, I know what this product or service is. That's the only way that they're going to be able to move further along the funnel and want to actually do business with us, is if they learn more about us. So if we're thinking about the simple types of content that we can create for the content funnel. Hold on, I'm sorry. I love when people get active in the comments. So we have Keystone Public Health in here. Keystone Public Health and Spiritual Care. Awesome. So like I was saying, with the particular awareness stage, there are so many different types of content that we can create to really help our audience out. First would be how-tos, right? How-tos are super simple. Whatever your product or service is, there is a how-to that will really help create awareness around your product. Preston. Oh, you're muted.
There we go. We're working in the back and the front of this program. No, I wanted to tap in what you were talking about in terms of attraction. And I just think that, it's not a one. I just want people to understand it's not a one-step thing. If you just do social media content, I think it's for people to understand it's kind of having all of these systems in place where you have your email journey, you have your social media content, which is one of your first drivers, or your podcast, or how if you do a YouTube, you have this, and it leads them to your website. You're collecting their emails. There's a whole journey that goes in there, and then having an email journey that attracts them and things of that nature. So all of that is intertwined. It's not a one step deal. It's kind of consistent, but once you have the structures up and including from your website funnel, it will become easier once everything's in place and everything is split tested, A/B testing. But we get into that a little bit later. But all of it connects, even ads.
100%, 100%. Everything does connect, and we're actually going to talk about that in a couple later slides. And the main thing that to piggyback on what Preston was saying about everything connecting is that we have to understand a lot of times people are posting on social media, and they're posting on social media thinking that's what's going to drive the sale. And again, I want to let you know that the only real purpose of social media at the start of your funnel process is just to get them into your awareness stage, just to make them aware that you exist. So, you can talk about how-tos and other tips. You can share ideas and industry specific strategies. Ebooks are a great way to bring awareness to your products or services. Just giving updates on how your business has been doing over time. Contests are really big. Infographics are great for sharing visual information. We have press releases if you've ever been in the news or anything like that. Quizzes. Cold emails are also part of the awareness stage. Podcasts, how people find out about you. All of that is stuff. All of those are things how people learn about your business, right? So then after we get them to learn about our business, we want to get them to engage. But guess what? Their engagement looks like evaluation on their end. So evaluation comes down to them trying out some of the free tools that you have to offer. Evaluation is them seeing, do you know what you're talking about on a webinar? If I were to give an example, if people feel like they didn't get anything from this webinar, then it's very possible no one would want to do business with me. But first of all, I'm not really even thinking about that, but I'm saying that I feel like we have to make sure that everything that we're doing in the evaluation stage is geared towards engagement. Engagement could be testimonials and having people leave reviews or showing review pages. Engagement could have people engaging in your newsletter content or being part of your nurture sequence for your emails, right? Engagement could look like explainer videos. If anyone doesn't know what an explainer video or doesn't already have an explainer video for their product or service, I implore you to think about what are the most frequently asked questions about your business. What are the product or services that people want to know a little bit more about or have a difficulty using, and create a video explaining the step-by-step process to do that. Maybe even showing the alternatives, Okay, yeah, people, someone in here said that they did custom handmade soaps. Well, if you were to show the alternative, why should someone use a handmade soap versus a Dove or Ivory or Irish Spring, right? The consumer, that the business owner knows that those products may be terrible for your skin, but how can you engage your audience to get them to understand your same perspective, right? You can do case studies, you can do reports, white papers. All of those are things that you can do to engage your audience, which is going to take them to the stage of evaluating you even deeper, right? Now, when it comes to conversions, again, like we said, Instagram is probably not the place that you want to only have your focus your conversions on. If you're saying, you know what, I'm having people click my link in my bio, but they're not converting to the sale, they're not, well, I want to let you know that 90% of conversions comes down to tracking and being able to understand the data behind it. So you probably need a more specific path that you're sending them to. There's a saying that the confused mind never buys. So if we are confusing them with too many offers, too many products, too many links that they have to click to get to our particular product or service, I promise you they will not buy from you. So the way that we can help this and help them make a decision, because again, our conversion is simply them making a decision, right? For them to be able to make that decision, maybe we're going to show them a pitch deck, and at the end of the pitch deck, it has an offer. Maybe we're going to show them a case study, and at the end of that case study, it also has an offer and how they can get the same result. Probably two of the most effective ways to be able to influence conversions and make people make a decision on the fly is a sales page. So we can think of a product page or a pricing page. A product page is more along the lines of what I'm talking about in terms of a sales page. A sales page is really, and we're going to talk about it in a couple slides, but a sales page is really what we're going to use to strip all of the unnecessary information from our marketing message and only give them the most important facts related to the product or service that they may be interested in. So again, if you have 3 or 4 different products, yes, you may have a website that has all of them in one location, but I guarantee you will see conversions skyrocket if you have each particular product on its own page, and each page you're able to give important information, highlight the benefits and the features, show the testimonials for that particular product, use the language that speaks to that direct avatar. All of those things are going to be components that create a well-defined product page. And you can also do like comparison tools. And after the conversion, the next most important thing is retention. Retention is important because retention on our end means that, guess what? Whatever they were looking to achieve when they purchased your product or service, they succeeded in achieving that. So if someone purchases from you one time and they never come back, unfortunately, that's not a successful sale. Yes, we got the sale. High five. I'm high-fiving you because we want you to get sales, but we don't 2023 and beyond, we're going beyond single-time purchases. We want recurring customers because guess what? All of the big companies that you probably know and love and you trust and you probably have on your desktop somewhere, all of these companies, they found a way to retain you. And they found a way to retain you because they were able to make you feel like you got the result that you were looking to achieve when you did business with them. So some ways that we can help influence success in their mind would be providing additional helpful articles. Maybe it would be giving a link to a forum where they can get, where everyone can talk about this particular product and describe, talk about how much they loved it. Maybe we're going to do a survey or a poll to really gauge where people were after they purchased your product. We can do a performance report. Sometimes your product is so good, you all you got to do is show the numbers about, when people use this product, their life is better. And you just have to show based on your previous examples. Maybe you give updates. Maybe you give additional how-tos and tips and things like that. And another point in retention is also getting them to see other products or services that are adjacent to what they originally purchased. So if we were to do an example, let's say we were to do an example with someone that did life insurance, right? So say someone purchased life insurance from you. Well, it's great that they purchased life insurance the one time. Obviously we want them to pay their monthly premiums, but what really is going to determine success is if we're able to get them into another product offering. Well, hey, you got life insurance, but from our conversation, you did tell me that you're looking to retire in the next couple of years. Do you have your retirement solutions already, put together? Oh, you said you have life insurance, but you just lost your job. Well, did you know that we have income protection solutions to be able to make sure that even if you lose your job again, you're not only going to be able to pay your life insurance premiums, but you know that you have income coming in, right? So these are going to be some important things that we think about in terms of retention. And again, just to let you guys know, content, that word is so heavily used in today's time, but it is important. And it's important that we think about the different types of content that we can use to get our marketing message across. Because we have to understand, and this is how we're going to actually put everything together to create a marketing message that speaks to your audience. So I want everyone to remember this quote. If you could write it down, maybe type it in the chat, type it to a friend, send a text, however you want to do it to remember it. Good marketing is always customer and problem/solution focused, right? So if you are putting something online, you're trying to market your product, you're marketing the lollipops, you're marketing the coquito, you're marketing the CPR services, you're marketing the virtual assistant services, you're marketing spiritual care, any of that stuff. It doesn't really matter what you think you are doing for the customer. It matters how you are speaking to that customer and how that customer point blank knows that you are solving their problem with a solution that only, I don't want to say only you can provide, but you uniquely can provide. Because again, regardless what product or service you offer, I guarantee there's about 10, 20, 100 people that do the same thing. It really comes down to understanding how, when you're speaking to that particular customer, how they can feel the uniqueness behind your product or service, and how they understand all of the benefits that you offer are kind of related to their particular pain point. So now let's get back to our girl, Ida, and see how she's going to help us turn leads into customers. And we're getting ready. We're a couple slides away from any questions, comments, concerns. So definitely start thinking about your questions. If you have any questions based on what I've already gone over, type them in the chat, and I promise you we're going to get right back to them. But all of this is for you guys. So let's get into the next slide. Cool. So we're going to talk about how IDA and the larger market formula come into play. And I probably should have had a diagram on this so we could see both of them together. But we remember A in IDA just simply stands for awareness. Well, are we looking for an audience member that is aware of their problem, or are we looking to find someone that is problem aware? As you can see, when I was going through this and I wrote it down, I didn't even talk about the people that are ready to buy right now. Because again, I don't want to say we don't care about those people, but those people are so inundated by options. You have to already be stellar and know your marketing message to be able to reach them. So if you can't make, sorry, Elise, you got something? She popped up. If you got something, I want you to share.
I'm over here just taking notes, taking heavy on the notes.
Got you. Cool. Awesome. I love it. I know everyone else is taking notes too, and I know these notes are going to be helpful towards your business moving forward. So, and the question, like I said, it really just comes down to, are you looking to find someone that is problem aware, or find someone that is aware of their problem and show them the solution? That is 80% of the market that you're looking to speak to, which means that if you're finding those people, the people that you call your competitors, they haven't even reached them yet. And the reason why they haven't reached them yet is because they aren't using the keywords, the marketing message, the language to cause them to take some type of action, you know? So then interest, I, right? What specific product or service is best for this specific audience member? And how can we create a customer avatar for your different products or services? So if you didn't know this before today, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different products, the customer avatar for each one of those products is a different person. And if you've been trying to talk to the same person with every product, that would probably be a reason why you may not be seeing the conversions that you want, because the marketing message and the language that speaks to the people that are problem aware is different from the people that are buying now. The people that are that are completely unaware of your product, they don't even know the same terms that the buy now people know. So we have to be able to know that as the business owner, and we have to identify who we're looking to speak to. Now, granted, there may be a time where you're talking to someone, and when I used to do door to door, we had this term called a lay down, right? It sounds crazy, right? So when we knock on the door, I'm knocking on the door. No one's expecting to buy Verizon today, but if they knock on the door and they say, "Oh my God, I was waiting for one of you guys to knock on the door. I was thinking about getting Verizon." Well, guess what? I'm doing a whole different pitch than the other pitch that I was going to do to someone that didn't know I was knocking on the door, that was unexpected. So we have to think about those things the same way. Every person is going to give us buying signs, and we as the business owner have to be able to understand those buying signs. But if they are not expressing interest in buying right now, we have to then be able to do deep digging to find that problem for them. Because if you're talking to someone and you're the expert in your business, just from talking to them, you know if they need your product or service. It's just, you know if they need it. So once you know if they need it, it's up to you to create the messaging that's going to resonate with them. So now when we think about the desire, right? How can you use your marketing message to address the problem by presenting a benefits forward solution? So another keynote that I think everyone should write down is that purchasing is done with emotions and is justified with logic after. And that's any type of transaction in reality. That goes down to dating, that goes down to buying a car, that goes down to going out with your friends. Guess what? If your friend invited you to go out to their birthday and you're not feeling it, you probably, you know, it's probably very little that can be done to get you to go, right? So someone has to have a genuine desire, but guess what? Desire is something that we can control with our marketing message, because the words that we use to speak to our audience and the words that we do to elicit emotion is going to be what gets them to ultimately purchase. So when we think about insurance, someone's not buying life insurance. That's not what they're buying. That may be the product, quote unquote, but they're buying a peace of mind for their family. They're buying peace of mind and knowing that if something were to happen to them tomorrow, their family is still covered. Someone's not buying lollipops. They're buying how the children at the event feel when they bust open a piñata and a whole bunch of these lollipops come out. Or, you know, they're not buying coquito. They're buying how the coquito make that party turn up different. You know what I mean? So we have to understand, like, what are they really buying? You know, and when we understand what they're really buying, what emotion we're eliciting from them, we can then not only use those words in our marketing message, but then we can be proactive to use the words to help them justify everything with logic, right? And then the last thing, action. How can you craft your offer so that the decision becomes a no-brainer? And I put like extra O's in there, because if you have a product or service and to you it doesn't seem like a no-brainer, then it probably doesn't seem like a no-brainer to your audience. And when I say no-brainer, I mean like it's so point blank that the emotions are touched, the benefits are there, that like there's no reason why they shouldn't do it. You've been able to eliminate any risk. A perfect example of that would be the La Cultura app, the Black app, right? Obviously there is a monthly cost to it, but all of the components that you get in it, the resources, the community, the videos, the assistance, the accessibility of it being on your phone, the cancel at any time, all of those things are what make it a no-brainer. And if you're like, wow, like this makes sense, like emotionally, you're gonna figure out a way to justify it, justify those dollars. I'll give an example. A couple weeks. So if anyone knows me, there's some people in here that know me, some people that don't. I am the definition of a I love to learn type of person. So I'll always be purchasing new courses, new books, new this, new that, new that. And if I open a book or I see a course and I think it's gonna, help me get a couple percentage points better, it's a no-brainer to me. The other day I bought this course. It's like a couple hundred videos of digital marketing and ad, videos and stuff like that. And it was like $300. And I'm like, I got it. Let's just do it. Like, let's just do it, because I know that if that is the difference between me being able to help another 10, 20 people, that's a no-brainer for me. It doesn't matter the money, because the money on the back end, I'll be able to get back. A lot of times we want to try to compete based off price and we think that price is what makes it a no-brainer, I'm gonna let you know price is not what makes something a no-brainer. In fact, if we're only going based off price, 9 times out of 10, someone is going to be able to beat us. And we don't want to only compete based off price. We want to compete based off the benefits and how well we solve the problem and how good and unique of a solution we have to offer. So we'll go to the next one. And can I get a thumbs up in here if this is helpful so far? Like the chat kind of went quiet a little bit, maybe because people are taking notes, but I just want to get some reassurance. I want to emotionally feel connected to you guys. And because I'm giving you guys a formula right here that's going to help you really create like a mini marketing message that's going to help guide your customer through a journey that covers the problem, the solution, and the proof. So an example would be, blank problem. Well, what we do is solution, in fact, proof, right? So we're gonna run through an example, but I see Preston has something to say, so I want to Preston talk to him.
Now go ahead. I want to show something afterwards.
Cool. 1 second. I want to give it. I always have a book with me, right? So, and actually, the cool thing about this book is it has an insurance example. So someone that's doing insurance, you're going to get a real sneak peek, right? So the formula was, blank problem. Well, what we do is solution, in fact, proof, right? So an example, say you are insurance sales. You know how most people...
Hold up. They want... Marilyn said, give me a vegan chef
we'll do
example.
That too. We'll do 2 examples. We'll do another example if we can, right? So I'm going to do this example right here first. You know how most people rarely review their insurance coverage when their circumstances change? Well, what I do is help people have peace of mind by making sure their insurance coverage always matches their current circumstances. In fact, just last week, a client of mine was robbed, but he was able to recover the full cost of the items he'd lost because his insurance coverage was up to date, right? So that's an example of insurance, maybe like car insurance, house insurance, any type of insurance. But now let's do a vegan example, right? So let's see, what would be a problem? Okay, you know what? You know how every time you go out to eat with your friends, you feel sluggish and you don't want to do anything after? Well, what we do is we provide healthy vegan alternatives to your favorite meal. And in fact, what would be an example? We just signed up to be a caterer at the Last Supper, and we're going to help make sure that we can show all these people that they can find a healthy alternative to their favorite food, So a couple of things in there is when we're talking about the problem or the solution, we always want to use some type of emotional language. When we're talking about, and again, I'm sure if I was given a couple more minutes, I could probably come up with a better example, but I hope that was good enough, and we'll work through it. I would love to work through any examples with anyone at a later time. Maybe we'll do it in the app, right? Or at the Last Supper, we'll do some examples.
At least want to say something.
Please.
That is something we start with the Last Supper. Everyone who arrives at the Last Supper, that's one of the exercises we do to introduce everyone. The icebreaker is for everyone to introduce your business by the problem that you're solving. So I know that's I see that people are asking for suggestions, but that's something that I'm happy to help people through, and we'll practice it on the last Sunday of this month. So those are the things to make sure you take notes. List out maybe their top 3 problems. I'm inviting you all to the Black app. I'm assuming your problems are you want to start a business, but you don't know how. Maybe you're unfulfilled by your current employer. It's not paying all the bills and providing you happiness and joy. Those are some of the top 2 things. You want to start a business, but you don't know where to look. You want to start a business, but you don't have the money to start it. You want to start a business, but you don't know what business to start. Those are some of the problems. I don't know if anyone can relate, But yeah, I think this is a great exercise. This is key to growing the business.
My fault. I was over here getting technical difficulties, but perfect. No, I'm glad we were able to. I was able to pick up a exercise that is very much aligned with what we're going to be doing at the Last Supper. Which look forward to seeing everybody there at the end of the month. It's been way too long since I've been in the Berg. It's been way too long, so I'm ready to get back to my third home. So cool. We're actually gonna go to the next slide. Cool. Perfect. So when thinking about how you can craft your offer, these are some questions that you can ask yourself, right? What is my target audience really buying? So I did the insurance example, right? People don't really buy insurance. They buy peace of mind, right? People don't buy vegan food. They buy healthy alternatives to eating, like they buy feeling good when they eat. People don't buy handmade soap. They buy soap that is free of chemicals, that makes their skin feel soft, that, people don't buy handmade jewelry. They buy jewelry that makes them feel special, that they feel is unique, that they know no one else can get. You know what I mean? Things like that. Something that has uniqueness, right? We also want to think about what's the biggest benefit. And we want to lead with the biggest benefit, right? So if you know that, you're a vegan chef, and when people get on, I don't know if you have a meal plan option, but let's say you had a meal plan option, and whenever someone gets on your meal plan option, they lose 10, 15 pounds. Well, that's probably one of the biggest benefits. Or say someone had an illness, and by changing their diet, they changed their life. Like, you know what I mean? They were able to spend more time with their family. Their aches and pains went away. Like, what are the best, next question we think about is, what are the best emotionally charged words and phrases that will capture and hold the attention of this particular market? So obviously, peace of mind, security are always good words. Health is something that people always care about. What emotionally charged words can we use that not only we feel, but we know the person in front of us is going to feel, right? Beyond that, what objections do prospects generally have, and how can we solve them? Some of the biggest objections people have is price. Well, guess what? We're not selling based off price no more. That's not what we're doing. We're selling based off of making people feel an emotional connection with our product. And if we can make them feel an emotional connection, they will pay the price. What outrageous offer, including guarantee, can I make? You hear people do a money back guarantee. You hear free for 30 days. Try it, or like it, or your money back. These are all examples of risk reversal. That's the term for guarantees that we do. We call it risk reversal because when I was talking about the buying line, we think about buyer psychology. Regardless what product or service you have, there is going to be buyer's remorse. The more expensive your product is, the higher the buyer's remorse. The cheaper your product is, the lower the buyer's remorse. So if we can do something to eliminate all risk, to make them feel that even if they had buyer's remorse, it's like, I'm not losing anything. Like, you know what I mean? The course that I did, I paid $300. If I didn't like it, I could get the $300 back. Well, I made the $300 back already, so I'm good, right? Is there an intriguing story that you can tell, right? How can you craft your offer with a story? Who else is selling something similar to your product or service, and how? This is important because more often than not, if you have someone else in your market or whatever that's selling the similar product or service, well, we can figure out how we can use components of their offer or their marketing message to attack a whole subsection of their audience, of the audience that they're not reaching out to. And it also follows along with who else has tried selling to this target market and they've failed. We think about Netflix versus Blockbuster. Well, nothing Netflix did, or even forget Netflix now, think about the streaming wars, right? There is nothing new about streaming TV, movies, anything like that. But each one of them is competing and saying that they offer something different. What are they selling different that the other one can't provide, right? So then we'll go to the one of the last next slides. We're almost done. So we're finishing it up. So earlier you heard me talk about this the marketing funnel. Well, I want to let you guys know that the marketing funnel and the sales funnel are almost interchangeable terms. But like I said, marketing should always precede sales. Precede sales. If you are trying to sell someone before you market, you will never get the sale. So when we're thinking about how the sales funnel goes into everything, yes, we have a procedure that we do to capture leads. So we want to drive the traffic from our website, our social media, YouTube, any traffic source, which traffic we're just thinking about eyeballs on our product or service. We want to drive those people into leads. So again, not every person that becomes aware of our product is going to become a lead. We have to specifically do the craft a marketing message and present something that is going to make someone want to turn into a lead. After we turn them into a lead, well, guess what? We want them to become a prospect in our buying journey. We want them, just because someone has expressed interest in wanting to buy from us, doesn't mean that we've purchased. I want to see some hands in the comment. Raise your hand if you had someone in the last 3 months that said they wanted to buy something from you, and guess what? They still ain't bought yet. You checking your phone, hoping that they buy. You're like, man, they said they was gonna buy next week, and then 3 months pass by and they haven't bought. Well, again, just because they become a lead doesn't mean that they're going to become a prospect. After prospect, we think about how can we get them into being a customer. Obviously, we want them to purchase, but not just purchase. We want to see how we can upsell them, provide upsells, downsells, cross sells. And the last thing is, how can we turn a customer into a client, into someone that is loyal to us, that they love our products, they want to come back, they're promoting for us. That's what it looks like. That's what the marketing funnel looks like if we're taking a sales approach. So, Preston, I saw you came up. I know you got something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nah, it's just this is the perfect for the sales funnel, and I just wanted to tap in on that lead capture process because so much it's a very it's simple if you commit to telling your story continuously. I think that when people sometimes they put out content, and you talked about the marketing earlier, and they put out content and they actually do it one time, but you're always getting new people. You're always gathering new people into your funnel. So it's always good to continuously tell your story of how you started, what you went through. You know, people identify with the story so often that can pull them into your capture. A lot of videos. I don't know if we're going to talk about any specific sales funnels, but you know, I'm waiting to jump on that. But I just wanted to tell people that that's a good way if you're finding problems, just even talking about, you know, creating a marketing message, just being able to tell your story. Even if you tell your story once a week, twice a week on social media, you'll grab new people all the time that identify with what you're talking about, that can pull into your brand. We can talk about some. So you on mute. Let me unmute you. There you go. And you muted yourself again.
Oh, damn, my
My
fault.
bad.
I
I
I thought
muted. I'm you unmuted and I muted you. So my bad.
no. One thing
But
I
you,
was talking about earlier was that obviously I wanted to come into this with a one-on-one approach. There's going to be a lot of different platforms that people can use to create a funnel process. We could think about something like a ClickFunnels or what's the one that you use?
Sam card,
Sam
lead
card,
pages.
lead
But they're
pages.
very different. So ClickFunnels, I mean, ClickFunnels is good. You probably need someone like to kind of guide you through the ClickFunnels because it's organized, it's in order. It's really to help you sell, upsell, downsell. Same thing. Sam card is a one page funnel that we use, and then you have lead pages if you're just trying to capture the leads. You're offering a something free. One of the best ways to capture leads if you're doing anything online is a free offer. right? It's a free offer, whether it's an ebook like Armand was talking about, or a guide around your business. So for somebody like the vegan chef, you can have like a free guide to enjoyable vegan meals, right? Like something, you can talk about like the different types of food and why it's not similar to the real food out there. Is vegan is healthier, and you can talk about all those things, and it's a free guide that captures their email, can capture their number. You can get them in your text list, your email list. So it's a good way to get them into the sales process, because as we know, I don't know if you touched on it, Armand, but like the sales funnel itself, you get a massive amount of people, right? You get a massive amount of people coming in, but like it shows you, it's funneling them in to those people that are the real buyers. So you're looking at like from maybe a 3 to 5% conversion rate if you're doing a sales funnel. So you want to make you that's that if you do anything over 2% is good. So you're reaching out as many people as possible. So your lead is something that just gravitates, or like Armand says, attracts people. So when you give out a free guide, a free ebook, those usually capture people very quickly. What are you gonna say, Armand?
100%. Yeah, no, I was gonna say a couple of things. So thing one, as you can see from this diagram, all the people coming in the traffic, there's over 20 people that came in, but when we go to the end, there was, each layer whittled down. Now, I want to let people know that we're in a time where, yes, you can create. There is a platform for everyone to be able to create a digitized sales funnel, right? In the process, or prior to even thinking about creating this digitally, we need to be clear with it, like each component. We want to get clear with each component, because we can almost do this manually as well. Obviously, it becomes a little bit more work. I'll give an example of when I did door to door, right? We would do 3 laps on 60 houses, right? So that 60 houses, our goal would be to speak to about 30 people. So from the 60 houses, we know that we're only looking to speak to about half of those people, right? Of those 30 houses, we're looking to present to maybe 5 people. We're going to do 5 presentations. And of those 5 presentations, maybe we'll close 1 or 2, right? And that was our funnel system that we did manually. So people have the ability to take this online. You can do it manually. It's however you decide, but the principles of awareness, interest, desire, all of those things, action, those are all going to be important. So we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
Cool. So the most important thing that I would talk about, and this is very aligned, Preston pretty much, he read my slide, so I won't go too much into it. A lead magnet is just going to be a free item or service that's going to be given away for the purpose of gathering contact details to convert them into a lead. So we can do trial subscriptions, you can do newsletters, consultations, ebooks, white papers, any of that stuff. Any of that stuff can be lead magnet. It has to be specific to what your product or service is. So if you do vegan food, your lead magnet isn't going to be talking about something that's not food related more often than not. So it's going to be in your industry. It's got to be something that is going to make someone say, you know what, I would give my name and email just to get that. It's helpful enough for me. Yeah, maybe a free new recipe. Yeah, that would be great. Next
Slide.
Yes, please. Perfect. So real quick, we talked about a sales page. We talked about landing page a little bit. I just want to kind of let it be known. A landing page is just going to be a standalone web page that's going to that a person is going to land on after clicking from an email, a digital ad, a social link, or any other digital location. So we could think about technically the registration link for coming to this particular webinar would be something like a landing page. If anyone has come to any of our previous workshops, we've done landing pages before, but a sales page is going to be a little bit different, because a sales page is a page on your website or a standalone page that has one goal simply, and that goal is to convince people to buy. So this page needs to provide an offer that is so compelling that your target audience can't say no. And the best sales pages convert simply because visitors feel like they have to act. They feel like the offer is too good. The risk reversal is there. All of their pain points have been hit. they feel like this product benefits them immensely. They're like, I have to do this. And that's what we want from our sales page. Sorry, I know they're going to kick me out soon, so I'm just scrolling through. I kick myself out, really. I run this. And then traffic, right? I want people to understand that traffic is important because it creates customer flow. A lot of times people say that customers are the most important business, but I want to let people know that customer flow is 10 times more important than just any one customer that you get. Anyone can convert customers on a singular basis, but it's the person, the people, the businesses that can convert hundreds of customers with ease and predictability are going to be the ones that outpace their competitors. So that's something we want to think about. So I say all that to say that just because you get a whole bunch of traffic, viewers on your page, that's one thing, but it's the ones that we can convert that traffic into people that come back consistently those are going to be the ones that are successful, right? So when we think about the 3 types of traffic, because we're getting near the end over here. So the 3 types of traffic, I want people to always know that there's only going to be 3 types of traffic. There's going to be traffic that we own, and that's going to be traffic that we've acquired over time. It could be traffic that we borrow, which is traffic that we tap into someone else's audience, and traffic that we buy. That's going to be traffic that can be generated through ads or other paid media sources. So this webinar is an example of both the first 2, traffic that you own and traffic that you borrow. Because traffic that you borrow, Preston and myself coming from Moguls Connect, we are borrowing from Elisa's Black audience to be able to say, hey, we want to do this particular type of webinar. Traffic that we own, well, we have people on our email list and that we've reached out to, people that we've reached out individually that have come to that have come into this particular space, right? I want people to understand that the traffic that you own is so important. People think that your social media followers are important. I would actually beg to differ and tell you that your email list is the most important piece of data that you own, because nothing can take that away from you. If Instagram said, we made so many billions of dollars, TikTok is kicking our ass, let's shut the fuck down. Let's shut down. Then guess what? We would lose all of those followers if we did not, convert them to a source that we own. Traffic that we borrow, that's going to be the next most important type of traffic, because it is 10 times more likely that someone is going to trust you if you are in front of someone that someone else's audience, because they've already done the heavy lifting for you. If they trust you, because Elise trusts us, more often than not, you guys have decided to trust us. And we thank you for that trust, because the only thing that we're ever going to do with that trust is give you information that's going to be helpful to your business, and vice versa with Elise. Anybody that we have in our audience, we're going to easily and gratefully allow Elise to borrow that traffic, because we know that she's going to provide high value. And then when we think about traffic that we buy, this is tough, right? Because theoretically, paid advertising, I want to let you guys know, anyone that does real estate, anyone that does stock market, the return of investment that you get on advertising 100% beats the return of investment that you get on real estate and stock market on an annual basis. But you have to be able to do it effectively. You know what I mean? Because if you can know how to, I'm sorry, what happened?
I said right.
Oh yeah, if you know how to turn a dollar that you spend into an ad into a paying customer, that is probably the most useful skill that you or your business can have. Now, if you don't have the money to pay for ads, I highly recommend you deep dive on traffic that you own and traffic that you borrow. Because if we want to think about paid traffic being a high yielding return of investment, imagine what organic traffic would be. If you don't have to pay anything and you're able to get a result, technically that would be a higher yielding return, right? So that's something to think about.
So someone was saying that they had a hard time getting clients subscribed to emails. What kind of business is it? It's Michaela.
So Michaela, she does the handcrafted soap and things like that. So a super simple thing that I would do would be like a comparison of your soap product versus another product on the market. You don't even have to label it by name. You could be like, you ever see someone do like my product versus the other guys type thing? That's the exact same thing that you can create a lead magnet about. And in that lead magnet, you're going to talk about how good your products are for the skin. You're going to talk about how harsh the other products are. You're going to talk about what essential oils and minerals are going to be included in it. You're going to talk about, the scents that, the variety of scents that you're able to provide. All of those things that you're going to provide to show a comparison of the products would be one great example of a lead magnet. But to Elise's point, if you're having a hard time getting people just outright to subscribe to your email list, 9 times out of 10 is because the lead magnet is either A, not existent, or not strong enough. If it's not existent, well, guess what? That's an easy fix. Create a lead magnet. If it's not strong enough, that might be also an easy fix, because it's just, really finding something that resonates with your audience.
Yeah, and I would say the best thing, we have someone that we work with and recently that had a natural soap, and they did a guide kind of breaking down, which also told their story, gave some best practices, and gave some information about their product. I won't get into the details of their product, but gave some information about their product that people what do you call it, questions that people may normally ask, right? And it's a page on there. It's a downloadable link, and for them to download, all you got to do is put in your email, right? So it's free guide. It's only about 5 pages. It's not that much information, and it allows the people to come it allows them to go into your journey. And then once that person submits, they get an email today, they get an email 2 days later, they get an email 3 days after that, they get an email day after that. So they fall into that journey, which helps them become a eventual
I start
buyer.
reading my slides.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't read the slide. I didn't read the slides.
No, I'm joking. I'm
we
joking.
do this,
I want everybody to know.
But I was
No,
answering
I
to
know
her
what-
specifically because of what she was asking, and
no,
that
I'm
I
picking
mean,
on
we
you.
know that this is case study that worked and 100% worked. So you put that e-guide, instead of asking people to subscribe to your list, download this free guide to natural soap, blah 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 blah. And if you want to, can we book y'all after this? Yeah, you can book us after this class. And I'm gonna tell you how crazy this is, because I'm gonna just give you some. And you could do it on Canva. You go on a Canva, even if you're not paying for Canva. Canva's only like $12. You go on Canva, you type in ebook, it give you a template, and then you make your own ebook. You can change the colors around to match your branding and everything like that, right?
100%.
So it's that simple that you can go on there and get the information that you need, put the information that you need in it, but it's already designed for you. If you don't have that graphic designer or somebody like Armand or myself, you can go in there and build it out yourself. If you need help with that, we can assist you with that as well. But
Big facts.
yeah,
I want to let people know that Canva. I first
Canva
discovered
saving
Canva.
people's lives.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Well, it's saving people's lives, and it's actually going to put a lot of these other graphic design companies out of business, because Canva is light years easier to use than something like Adobe. It requires less, skill to start. It provides templates. They're continuously upgrading their platform, and I don't know if anyone's seen. Canva just start doing ads on like commercials on TV, so that's how you know they got bank. Once you start seeing someone put commercial on TV, you know that they have money to blow, and they putting their money into their advertising budget. But I was just saying, I was talking
about Canva. I would say for Canva, so Canva is good for that basic tool, but like you said, Adobe may be a little bit harder, but the quality is going to be better. So like I do a lot of designs now, and I was using Canva when it first came, but I've been doing a lot of design work in Adobe. And it's just quality. So it's just the quality. But when you're just trying to get those, that it's a free informational. Listen, use the informational.
Use that Canva. And I was joking about, you can go to the next slide. I was joking about Preston saying what I got on my next slide, because Preston and I work together so long. Sometimes we be on energy, mental sync. We don't even try it. It just happens sometimes. So, and this is a little chart that I created, just thinking about what stage you are in your funnel and the tactic that you should be using and your particular objectives, right? So tactics are going to be, the method that we're employing, and the objectives are going to be how we break that down, right? So if we're in the awareness stage, the simple tactic that we're going to use is going to be content. So our target objective would be to create 4 proven types of content to hook someone to our lead magnet. So if we have one lead magnet, we want to create different types of content to lead them to that lead magnet. Just the one video that you post about your lead magnet is not going to be enough to get someone to sign up. You may have to do additional videos, may have to do additional content. Now, after we've done the so this is content just specifically geared towards hooking them to your lead magnet. That's it. Yeah, so that's just the awareness stage. Now, for the generation, our tactic is going to be the lead magnet. So we want to think about what are 2 prospective lead magnet options that we can do for our business. I always recommend that we do more than one, because split testing as a marketer, that's just how we kind of shorten our learning curve. If we can, send the same audience or the same amount of people rather to 2 different outcomes, we can test the one that works the best, and then we can continue to make iterations. I would actually implore people to say that if you feel like, maybe you've done a lead magnet that hasn't worked, or you've done something and you feel like you haven't gotten enough leads, I would just say that it's not that you haven't, it didn't work, is that you just didn't try enough variations of it. You didn't do enough tweaks, didn't do enough iterations, right? So after we get someone into our lead magnet, now that we've got them in our lead magnet, we got them to do the lead magnet, we want to get them into our nurture sequence, right? Oh, it's kind of small. We want to get them into our nurture sequence, right? So our nurture sequence could be a newsletter, that could be a private group, that could be additional social content that, goes out exclusively. And then I also have an email journey. I always recommend, if someone gives a lead magnet, to have a specific email journey after the lead magnet, because based on the type of lead magnet someone opts into, you have an idea of where their buyer journey is going to go. So if you know where their buyer's journey is going to go, it would be in your best interest to create, I said 7 to 10, but you can go as little as 5, between 5 to 10. 7 is generally the sweet spot, but it could be any amount of emails really to walk them through that journey. And it's always better to be longer than shorter. You don't want to do 2 emails and think that after the second email, they're going to be, warmed up to buy. No, let me actually walk them through the product, we can give an example in person, right? And then when we think about qualification after we've gotten them to go through our email journey, after we've gotten them to, go through maybe do a 30-day content strategy where we're giving specific information. Now we want to qualify them via, whether it be a call or a video chat. We can qualify them through a survey. We can qualify them through a webinar. We can qualify them through a landing page. All of this stuff is to get them to say, you know what, I want a little bit more information, and that's how we're going to really be able to differentiate if this is someone that is serious about buying or not, right? And then the next step is a step that we all want, is the capture stage. So generally, we could say a sales page, a sales call, or in person. Those would be the 3 ways that a sale is going to be generated. Sales page is going to be online. Sales call is going to be in person. Sales call is going to be on the phone rather. In person is obviously what we said, in person. And then, some people do sell off of webinars as well, but that's like a real high level technique that I wouldn't recommend unless you know how to, craft your offer correctly. And then after that, indoctrination. Indoctrination just means that we got them bought into our product. We got them bought into our product services, and they are a raving fan of our services. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is through content. And that content is very, that's a big word, because that could be email content. That could be, continuing to send the newsletter. That could be text blast. That could be more content on social media. But what you'll notice is once someone's gotten to your buying cycle, they've purchased, they interact with your content on social so much different. They'll start leaving comments, they'll start DMing, they'll start sharing it out. And that's what we want, right? So we'll go on to the last slide. So we're just gonna give just a couple quick solutions if you're having issues with just generating traffic. The first thing for solution for owned media is just to really dive into your content process and creating consistently so that way you can build traffic organically. We really want to focus on building traffic organically, mainly because if someone is not going to buy when we're not paying anything, I promise you they're not going to buy just because you spent some money on some ads, you know? So we want to really have a creative and unique aspect to us. We want to make sure that our brand's marketing message articulates our company's culture and articulates what that particular prospect is looking for. And we really want to dive into the array of content that we can put out. It's not just putting out a video, it's not just putting out a picture, it's putting out explainer videos, how-tos, tips, tutorials, testimonials. Our content portfolio should be vast in the amount of types of content that we put out. Then when we think about the solution for earned media, 100% just like this. High five to Elise, high five to Preston. Those are two people that I love dearly because we've been able to leverage one another's audience, and that's just always going to be important. You know, leveraging your audience. If you have a friend that's in business, that's in a tangential business to yours, why not leverage their audience, right? Provide incentives for people to follow you if you allow them to borrow your list. If I let someone borrow my list, what would be an incentive for their followers, right? You can do affiliate partnerships, SEQ news, slight plug, news articles and features, influencer marketing. Those are all going to be solutions for earned media. Influencer marketing can be a little bit of both, but paid marketing, paid media is really going to be your solution. Is just going to be simple. Hire someone. If you do not know how to do advertising at this point, I don't want to say learn, but like that's another skill to add to your tool belt. But it might be better to learn from someone that's an expert that you can do it hands-on with versus trying to learn everything by yourself. Or you could just hire someone to do your media for you, and But I always recommend before you hire someone to do your media, please get in tune with your organic media yourself. That way, you don't have to, pay out the ass for someone to do work for you. Next slide, real quick. Unless you had something to say about this, Preston.
No, I was gonna definitely say build traffic organically. If you're gonna build traffic organically, just be prepared to put out a lot of content, as much content as you can. So it's good to batch your content in big periods because it can become overwhelming. But don't be afraid that you can't reuse content. So you can repurpose content consistently. So for example, like we just have a video right now. I don't know how long this webinar has been. It's maybe an hour, right? This is something that can be posted. It can be clipped up into maybe like 20 different clips, right? And it's repurposed and having the same messaging coming around it. So you can utilize different videos you may have, different content you may have, and repurpose it over and over again. But you want to put out as much of it as possible just to build that organic flow and really engage with those people that are engaging with you and new people that are coming into your space, so you can actually build true organic following. Because a lot of times people put in content and they're not actually how can I say, they're not really engaged in the process. They're not participating in the whole process. And when you're building, you have to be committed to that, to building organic. It will pay off. It's a longer endeavor, but it will pay off. But it takes the time to actually build it and build consistently. And you'll find that some people have large pages, very low engagement, and some people have a small page and they have very high engagement. People that are promoting their stuff, sharing their stuff out because they have took the time to engage and build those relationships and build that trust and create a form of community within their following base that brings people. They'll bring people to your site. That's loyalty, customer loyalty. So I just wanted to tap on that. I did want to show that video, bro, but I don't know if can I show the ad, the networking with authority ad we ran and everything. You talk about paid. See, I got that video on cue.
Yeah, go for it. Pull it up.
So we're gonna show y'all a little video. Let me see it. I'm gonna see if it works in this way, or else I'm just gonna have to do a share screen and pull yours down for a second. But I'm gonna see if it works this way. This is something that talk about attracting people to your funnel. So this is something we did last year. I'm gonna show you something after that, in terms of building an ad and using it organically as well. So it was something that we ran organically. It clicked, and then we ran an ad around it.
Hold on. Where my moguls at? Where my moguls? My entrepreneurs, my small business owners. Where you at? Listen, this is Preston, co-founder.
I'm gonna do the share screen because I don't like the way that looks.
I like how it just popped up out of nowhere.
But that's how that was the idea too, right? Hold on. Let's do it. Let me see if I can share screen like real quick because I got it here somewhere. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, it's not on the Let's see if I could do it on the window. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Here we go. We'll play this. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes, sir. You gotta turn it up.
Oh, you said the volume's down?
Yeah, the volume was higher before.
Oh, all right. I guess we're gonna have to do it a different way. We'll just do it the way we had it before. Hold on. I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
I
it.
like how that popped up though.
Hold on. Where my moguls at? Where my moguls? My entrepreneurs, my small business owners. Where you at? Listen, this is Preston, co-founder of Moguls Connect, a community entrepreneurs dedicated to helping you develop the mogul within. And I want to tell you about my new ebook, Networking with Authority. I mean, I'm talking about building your business organically. We're going to talk about some organic strategies you can add to your marketing plan that'll help build the engagement, build those lives, turn those followers into leads, and turn those leads into sales so you can build your community, right? So I want you to tap in on the link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio and get access to it. You also get access to a free masterclass where I go through all of the script. Go through the whole book, and I even show you some features live and in person. We got testimonials on the page. You can't beat a testimonial. Someone that's been to it and said, "Yay, this worked for me." So I want you to go to the link in my bio, tap in. You also get access to a link that could take you to the 5-week Network of the Profit Challenge, and you can even get my very first ebook. So see you soon.
Here we go.
Hey.
Hey. Hold up.
Yes, that's a perfect example
Let me go
of
back to your screen now.
everything.
Oh, I pulled up the lead spot. Oh, my bad. Hold on.
No worries. I'm wondering, has anyone thought of their problem statement? Like, if you thought of a problem statement that your customer faces, throw it in the chat. What kind of have you thought through the problems your customer is facing?
Yeah. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. So she said, "Damn, I'm sold." well, I wanted to actually let me show you guys something just so you can see when we ran it. We ran it, and just to give you a background of how it worked out in terms of generating more and more people. I do have this here, so I showed this in the actual ebook. If you have at least 30 minutes a day to generate leads, this was the views from when we purchased the SAM card to doing that within a 30-day time. We were able to generate almost 9,000 views on our website, right? All off that one page funnel. So it's really that was a lead generator that brought people in. Like he was talking, that capture the person. People are looking that are new. We were attracting new business owners within their first 2 years that were struggling to monetize their business, and the focus was getting them to get that sale, right? Like that was the goal. That's the mission, because a lot of people are trying to get the sale and they want to get it consistently. So now we're building a consistent stream of income. So this was the target that we were going after, and basically we were able to build it, right? So we were able to build it really quick and fast because it was a need and it was a group that we were kind of working with, right? So now that we're here, I imagine people may have some questions.
Yeah. The last slide after that one, the social channels, was the question ones. Technically, the questions one should have went before the social, but yeah. Again, first things first, I want to say thank you again to
Your lights
Elise
off, Elise.
for lights off, lights off. No, thank
Hit
you,
the
Elise, for
clap. Do the clap. Remember they used to have the clap.
LOL. We got the projector going, so it's easier to see like that here. My
No,
bad.
you good. It's all good. Thank you, Elise, for allowing us to be here to talk to your audience. Thank you, everyone that decided to pull up on a Monday to learn a little bit more about marketing funnels and how it can be beneficial for their business. Because this is what we do. This is what we really enjoy doing. We love, sharing information. We love providing tangible like nuggets. I'm tired of people giving presentations and there's nothing that you could take away from it, nothing actionable. Like we really try to change the mold with that. So I really hope that we can connect again on the 27th, 27th, 28th.
28th.
28th. There we go. I got an event the day before, so it's both days. It's gonna be a fun weekend. So I really look forward to being in the room with everyone. We really look forward to connecting, and like I said, I just hope this was beneficial to everyone. And yeah, if you have any questions, we'll definitely open the floor for some questions. Brief though, because I do have to close up out of here. Maybe if I could stay on my phone, I'll stay in the room. But
Yeah, but I'm gonna put what
I would
email you what Armand X. That's the
what?
one which one do you want to email? I'm putting out emails down in the chat.
Oh,
yeah,
Armand X Cheeks,
my Seamless Solution email.
Sigma Solution Marketing
Yeah.
yeah. I know we sent a
at
couple people
Gmail,
your
right?
way
Yeah.
after last year's Juneteenth workshop. So I'm sure it's folks wanting to connect with y'all on a one-on-one. If y'all like, I know I want help. I need some assistance with the AB. Y'all just dropped so many things. So I need a new landing page. I think I need some AB testing. So I definitely recommend that, not just this class was free, y'all. So go ahead and invest in whatever their next
Yeah,
lead
if you need a website,
step
you need to
is.
build up a nice landing page. We can do that. We can help you marketing, email journeys, actually get you a funnel, create a funnel for you. So, there are different solutions. That's why we didn't really want to promote a company, right? As opposed because it's going to be on a solution that you decide and how invested you want to be involved, but there are multiple solutions in terms of funnels, and we can give you the guidance to pick the right one that best suits your needs.
Woo woo! Wow. This is so applicable to everything we learned last week too about doing events and podcasts and subscriptions. Because the whole time we're like, they kept bringing up, the presenter last week kept bringing up a buyer's journey, knowing where they're at. How do you know where you're at? And so you guys explaining the difference between marketing and like sales really kind of aligned with that. So I'm excited to be able to rewatch this.
Yeah.
Um, and
And I would say just don't be afraid. We talk about the whole idea of testing and is, don't be afraid of the failures. That's how you're gonna learn, right? So you're gonna try things, they're not gonna work, and it's perfectly fine. It's like we have to put ourselves back in that framework of where our business is and what part of the journey we're on. So you start off as a baby, right? In real life, you start as a baby in business, as a business owner. You start off not knowing anything. You start learning to walk, crawl, then you walk, then you start running, then you kind of got everything laid out. But it's really kind of identify, and during that journey, you might even notice that there's some things that you're going to go in a different direction as you grow, right? Like you might even like with the vegan food, maybe it might be a different style, right? Like, so it's just learning, because you'll be learning your clientele, and that client base is going to teach you what they want, and if you're listening, you'll make the right choices. Fail faster. I
Perfect.
love that. At least fail faster.
So one thing I'll say is I hope to see everyone at the Last Supper. But I'm gonna let y'all know that when I come see y'all at the Last Supper, I'm gonna ask what's one thing you implemented from every workshop that you're in. Because guess what?
Yeah.
you know
Anybody
that
that anybody that takes in information, like information doesn't become knowledge until it's applied. So if we get information but we never apply it, it's just information. But the second we take information and we begin to apply it, it becomes knowledge. And to Elisa's point, it's not about being and Preston's point as well. It's not about being perfect. It's about executing. And once you execute, you can see where you need to improve. People that are I am Preston and I both come from sports backgrounds. Entrepreneurship is probably one of the oldest sports to exist. And when we think about sports, professional athletes aren't afraid to miss a shot, take a deep throw, strike out, all those things. They're not afraid to do that because they know that all on the other side of that is them learning from it if they don't quit. So everyone here, you're part of an ecosystem that wants you to continue to persist and thrive in your business. So if you are looking to do that, all it comes down to is taking more shots, executing on the knowledge, on the information that you get, turning it into knowledge, and just continuing to build upon that knowledge. All right. So I look forward to seeing all y'all. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm wrapped up. But if anyone had any questions or anything like that, we'll just.
Yeah, at least you wanna have anything you want to put out there for everybody that's coming up.
I hope you guys tune in. We'll be doing it this way next Monday. 5 C's of credit. And so we'll be talking about lending opportunities, so non-traditional and traditional that apply to no matter the city or state that you're in. CDFI loans versus traditional bank loan. But yes, next it's all things you need to know, no matter to Preston's point earlier, where you're at in your business. Like I consider myself a business doula. So in your mommy journey, your mommy or daddy journey, these classes all meet you where you're at. I promise. I hope y'all show up next Monday, 6:30 p.m. virtual. We are in person here in Harrisburg. If anyone is in the Central PA region, pull up to us in person because we had some bubbly that y'all might have missed, and we got snacks.
Oh wow!
And all
Okay.
other things. So we'll see y'all Monday next week, and then the last Sunday on the 28th. So 22nd and 28th. We got 2 more interactions. So yeah, I'm with Armand. I'm gonna be pressing y'all on all the things you learned. But stay tuned, y'all, and stay in touch. Join the Black app. That's really all I have to say.
Yes.
Everything you need is at the table. Success is served.
And yes, and don't forget, if you need a free consult, any of the stuff you learned or anything, in terms of business, you need a business consult, you need help with any of these things, our email is right there, preston@legacyfirst.org. Armand is Sigma Solution Marketing. You can reach out to both of us. Oh, I see somebody said have a great weekend. So we thank y'all. And I'm trying to find my little exit thing here. I don't see it.
End broadcast.
Yeah, shout out to everyone coming tonight. Thank y'all.
But I like my little overlay.
Oh yeah, hit the little closing screen. I got you.
Yeah,
Know exactly what I do.
there we go.
Woo.
Later.